can see it. I was waiting for everyone. There we go. Emihle. Hello, sweetheart. Hey, Zikona. Hey, Edits. Hey, Lindani. Busi. Sibongile, Tuli. Guys, please confirm that you guys can hear me properly. I've got my mic here in front of me. Just want to make sure that it's good vibes everywhere. Can you guys hear me? I just washed my hair. Tobela, sound is great. Excellent. Just washed my hair. Picture great. We can hear you perfectly. We can hear Ashe, Kuku. What's up? What's up? Long time, everybody. What's happening? Great. Let's get into it. So, I want to talk to everybody that's in jail. Yep. And we're not talking about the people in jail in orange uniform, brown uniform, or any kind of uniform. I'm talking about you and me. I'm talking about me and you. I'm talking about those people who are in jail. And do you know where the jail is? The matter in between your ears is your jail. I just tweeted now that, you know, the world sells fear. Like, it sells fear. The world sells fear. It sells perfectionism. It sells community. If you do not belong to a family, if you don't belong to a group, if you don't have a following, if you don't if people don't vibe with you, if people don't move with you, then there's something wrong with you. There's something missing. If you don't have fear and if you are not doing great, if you don't have money, if you don't have powerful spiritual sayings, you know, the powerful sangoma, if you don't have like 1,000 million twasas, if you don't have this powerful intuitive nature about you, you're not a legit person. If you don't have accolades or degrees or diplomas or you don't qualify. Okay, and then if you do, what happens if you do? If you do, what happens? Like, I want to speak to how many ideas since the making of you, since your functioning of your brain, how many ideas you've had, and how many of them are still not realized. Like, I think I've got 10 books, guys. I've got 10 books. I've got, just within my vicinity, I've got like 3 books on different topics. YouTube channel, business, you know, campaigns. Fee, what am I going to do with my life for the next 3 years? Like, we're running out of ink, guys. And we're gaining no traction because we find solace and comfort in writing down our thoughts because it feels safe. And that's why they say journal, right? It feels safe. It feels safe to deposit your thoughts and put them somewhere. And, you know, as I'm writing it down, I'm seeing if what I'm saying makes sense. I can come back to it and expand on it or redirect it or explore or work on it, right? And then once I put it out there, first of all, we have to go through the cringy phase of people just scrolling through our stuff. The day we grow a pair, the day we have some kind of level of courage to put together like a TikTok or a campaign or an idea to go pitch to the boss or to the family, which is actually groundbreaking information. You know what you're talking about. you don't even have to have papers to know what you're talking about. You have been within that space, that community, that environment long enough to actually draw an opinion, right? And then that day you decide, okay, you're taking a kilo picture, kilo abuza, kilo share. And then the likes of us, we just scroll. We just scroll. Firstly, some of us are just mad that we didn't think about it first. Some of us. Some of us are just mad that it's you who did it first. Some of us are just mad that you're actually so smart. Like, you're actually so smart. Like, you have shit together. Like, bathong wena. Bathong kanyisile khanto butlhaleso. Khanto wena thwile o butlhaleso. Like, it's not even about what you just presented. It's about who presented it. Firstly, we judge that. Firstly, we judge that. Gore motho ona o tlo how khanto wa gona. Khanti they're not down, broken, somewhere, struggling with their life, like literally hanging by a thread with mental health. No, we are not happy to see healthy. We want to see people like crying on a video, you know, and then besides us like taking courage that that person is so courageous to actually even be so vulnerable, we want to talk about them. Hey, Gogo Moyo mo video. Shem, it must be so difficult to be such a popular person and cry on the phone. I get a good conversation, but when in your own space, my love, my beloved, in your own space, where it's just you and your thoughts, and that's already a community. You on your own is a community because you have your heart, you have your mind, you have your karma, you have your intellect, you have you, you have your ability, you have your strengths, you have you. That's a whole community. Like, by the time we join your conversation, we are plus. We are plus. Like, we are extras. As in, this conversation will carry on whether you tune in or you don't. Like, at some point, you have to get to a level where you're okay with being crazy to the next person. Because to yourself, oh child, I'm far from being crazy. I am not crazy for when I was pregnant, I decided to pull away from society at the height of my career, at the height of my channel, at the height of everything, at the height of when I post something, I get like 10,000 views. No, it's crazy to the world because like, why would you not convert that into money? Why wouldn't you make baby content? Why wouldn't you? Because I'm going through a sacred moment and my community, me, myself, and my incubation are in hibernation. We are manifesting something big, something great, something profound, something intentional. That I don't have to show you that I'm doing great by jeopardizing my pregnancies just to show you that I can get some campaigns on baby making content. I don't know if you get what I'm saying. I don't know. A lot of us compromise ourselves and our well-being based on the fact that the world has created fear out of not being noticed, out of being away from the camera, out of being away and like having 2 likes. Guys, I want you to think about social media in a different way. Think about it as an archive. Think about social media as an archive, as a library. Don't think about it as this is where I'm going to become rich or famous or you know, I'm going to be discovered. That's why about opportunity finds you prepared. And that's what good luck is. So now if you look at my archive, I've made so many videos, whether you showed up or not. Whether you showed up or not, I put my thoughts together, put the time together, made an archive that the day my opportunity arises, I can say, I have range. Look at the stuff that I can do. I didn't do it the other way around. And that's the fear that's put behind social media. And that's why there's like awards and all those things, almost like we're put up against each other. I must out content create you. But I end up not like realizing that I have an audience. And with the audience, it's either I'm going to uplift, I'm going to break, I'm going to make people shallow, I'm going to make people enlightened. Whatever my conversation is, I have the power to do that. Like anybody who comes into my space, I have the power to break that person. Any person I meet, I have the power to leave a bitter taste in that person's mouth, whether I am known or not. Because it's the interaction I have with the person. It's how I left them feeling. So if naturally you're such an amazing person and you're cognizant of that, it's inevitable that your content is going to do great. But if you're going to make content to be great, then it's going to overwhelm you. Versus you do content to archive your greatness. You know, at some point, when I started realizing like the YouTube algorithms and how YouTube works, and I'm like, yo, it would be so nice to have a plaque. I want to like on that wall over there. Like the silver plaque, that's the earliest one that you get. I think it's like for 100,000. Like I want it to be sitting there that every time when I'm busy, hey everybody, how are you doing? Get it. Oh boy, how quickly I lost my storytelling. Because now my stories started becoming about that. And not about me. And not about the talent. Not about the gift. Not about the ability to. And I'm like, yo, but you're taking like we're going to get so lost. We're going to get so lost because we are going to lose the plot. We're going to lose the plot. Like, so what if you're not the first person someone talks about when they mention a particular topic that you are involved in that industry? It just means that that person has never been exposed to you. Not that you must be so loud that you can be in everyone's space and still lack even 2 sentences of upliftment or enlightenment or of growth. So even in your own personal journeys, when you look at yourself amongst your siblings, and growing up, it almost seemed like my brother was going to be the bossa, the bossa in the family, and he's coming up. And then life says, no, honey, you are. You are, you know why? Because you are consistent and you had no audience. Your parents weren't your audience. They were busy audiencing there by your brother. So you even learned how to survive without your most immediate affirmations and validations. So by the time social media shows up, and then you've got these people under names, it's like it has given you a name on the socials, but none of us know who you are based on those things there. We don't know who you are. We don't know who you are. We don't know what you live for, what you live by. We don't know utumengani. Like, as a person, what is my story? Do you write children books for in vernacular languages because you realize the deficit? Do you volunteer at schools? Do you what's that? What do you do? What do you do? What do you do? That even if anybody in the world looked at your archive, they would see from one glimpse that you've been on this. And you're not only starting now just so that you can have a following. Guys, not everybody's going to be Mac G. And if you knew MacG's story, you'd understand why MacG is MacG. If you understood. So don't see people's followings, Moto Alatla video, every 10,000 likes, you know, like, don't just look at stuff like that. Be cognizant that there's a story, there's a beginning, there's a middle, there's an ending. And within that, the common thread is the story. What's your story? Don't be another Gogo Moyo. She's taken. That's me. Wena Gwenama. What do you do? What do you contribute to society? What do you contribute to your own life? Or are you waiting for you to meet your love of your life, who's going to come heal all your wounds and is going to put you on their back on the horse, on the horse, and ride you and sail you into the sunset, and you're going to be taken care of and they're going to heal all your wounds from growing up? Like, are you, like, what are you waiting for? When do you start implementing your own healing so that you can be okay with the version of you to display now? I could say, I could say, guys, there's no such thing as perfectionism. Do you know how many takes it will take for me to stand here? Oh my God. This is me with no filter, with no bra on a random Thursday afternoon, because this is my most truest version. This is my most truest, most authentic version. 10 times out of 1,000 times, you're going to find me looking like this. Because in actual fact, this is who you interact with. This is who you get to meet. All that other stuff is made up. That's why there's clothes of every kind. There's clothes from Pep. There's clothes from Poetry. There's clothes by Makosa. There's clothes by Gucci. All of them remain what? Clothes. So, how do you present yourself in your truest authenticity? Who precedes you when you walk through the door? Who do people meet when they say hello? Are you that overly hyped person who's not even listening to the conversations? Because when you just want to be like by everybody, hi, oh my God, oh that's cool, ha ha ha, you're so funny. Kind of go like, that person is not funny. That person is rude. But you don't want to be disliked because you don't want another person not liking you. Hey Joe, people who like you will like you. People who don't like you will not like you. And people who don't like you won't even need a reason. They will create a reason not to like you. I get it. So there's so many levels of suffering in the world. For you to keep adding more barriers based on your fear, based on you self-judging and feeling like you don't qualify, you're not adequate, you suffered your life. Like, guys, like, a person doesn't need to go give you the whole horrific life story and for you to cry and all us crying together so that you can see relatability in that person. So I recommend the sub-story down. Let's put our sub-stories down. Let's make it part of how we became who we are today. Not, it took me so long to get here because I had to go there. You had to go there because that's where your substance came from. That's where your character was built. That is where your situations were manifested from. For you to tell your story, there had to be that. So you're not late. You actually just right on time because you have awakened from what you have gone through. You have awakened from what you have gone through. Like it does not bother me in any form, shape, or another. If anything, good observation, Sherlock. So perfectionism is going to steal. Fear is going to cripple. You live in your house and only in your house because you're stuck, my beloved, because you're stuck. And you're going to compete with people that are not even competing with you, who don't even see you. So relax, and take your time, but let there actually be an archive that you're working on too. We're on social media as an archive. We're on social media so that we can be discovered. If you change your mindset, your people will find you. Have you seen me twerking anywhere for you guys to be gathered here? I'm not sensational. You don't see me on anything. I get to anything. But there's something in me that you identified and said, yep, that's the one. Kwarona. Like friends, you've had friends in primary, they're not there anymore. You had friends in tertiary, they're not there anymore. You had friends at work, they're not there anymore. Because you grow, we move. We move. But you must work on your archive, even in your growth. And social media is AKA an archive of everything that you feel that you want to talk about, expand on, introduce to the world, a solution you want to introduce into the world or society, or your most immediate problem. If you look at social media like that, then it won't overwhelm you. Then you won't post for likes and you won't care even if anyone liked or not. So yeah, no, that was just my 22-minute rant on a random Thursday. It's again, when you comment on it, weird. I see the entertaining too much. Like a shapeshifter, guys. I can understand. Wasn't there another Gogo Moyo? I don't know. Hey, ooh, when did you deal with your own healing? That's the thing. Holy crap! I just exposed myself. If you're real, I subscribe. Okay, I don't care about people disliking me. That's a good thing. Some people do, and some people are crippled by the fact that people don't like them, and that's because they haven't dealt with certain issues that they had from growing up. Sometimes your parents just didn't have time to validate you, or they didn't know how to validate you, or that you needed to be validated. Now you're going to go living your whole life waiting for people to validate you. You're going to live a very sad, long life. Karabo says, so with a Gogo Moyo, but sometimes it's helpful when I feel I don't have direction. I'm not sure what you're talking about, my love. Kelly, I can tell you're a follower and I'm a leader. I lead. BC says, love this perspective. And then Juice put up his handle, Instagram. Okay. Emika says, you're the one. And then Lindani says, that was helpful. I'm not being disrespectful. I'm asking. Okay, girl, I know another Gogo Moyo, then that's what I'm asking. Okay. So anyway, good people, have yourself an amazing Thursday. And my absence doesn't mean that I've run out of content or anything. It just means that I am not in the space of sharing. And that's okay. So when you share something that we can all end up sharing or retweeting or whatever, or just even watch and learn something from you. Again, social media is an archive. And I'd appreciate if you guys go through mine. Living sharp, okay?